Okay, let's jump right in. Today we're doing a deep dive into Exodus chapter 17. It's quite a chapter,
Oh,
really.
definitely. You've got some major tests, a big miracle, and then this sudden battle. It's packed.
Right. So the scene starts with the Israelites. They've left the desert of sin, traveling like they were told, and they set up camp at Rephidim.
Yep, Rephidim. And the first thing, the immediate crisis is there's no water at all.
And the people's reaction, it's not subtle. They immediately start quarreling with Moses.
Yet demanding water, it escalates quickly.
It really does.
Okay.
They're basically saying, why did you even bring us out of Egypt? You know, the accusation is he brought them out, them, their kids, their animals, just to let them die of thirst.
Imagine being Moses in that moment. The pressure must have been immense.
He actually cries out to God, doesn't he? He says something like, what am I going to do? They're almost ready to stone me.
Exactly. It's desperate. But God's response is immediate, very direct.
So what does God tell him to do?
He tells them, essentially, walk out ahead of the people, take some elders with him, and crucially, take the staff.
Ah, the staff he used on the Nile, that specific one.
That exact one. Go to the rock at Horeb Mount Sinai. God says, I'll be standing there before you on the rock.
And then?
Then strike the rock. Just strike it.
And Moses does it? Right there, with the elders watching, he strikes the rock.
And water comes gushing out. Enough for everyone, people, livestock, the whole community. A really undeniable miracle.
Directly answering their complaint, but also maybe their underlying doubt.
Absolutely. And that leads to the names given to the place. Massa and Meribah.
Meaning testing and quarreling.
Right. The text explicitly says it's because they quarreled, yes, but maybe more importantly because they tested the Lord. They were asking that fundamental question, is the Lord among us or not?
Even after everything they'd seen getting out of Egypt. Wow.
Faith isn't a one-time event, is it? It keeps getting tested.
So you'd think, okay, water crisis averted by a miracle, maybe things settle down.
You'd hope so. But no. Right there in Rephidim, almost immediately after the water from the rock, the Amalekites attack.
Talk about going from one crisis to another, an internal struggle over resources, then boom, an external enemy.
Moses has to switch gears instantly. He tells Joshua, this is the first time Joshua is really prominent, isn't it?
Yeah, good point.
He tells Joshua, choose some men, go fight Amalek. But Moses says he, Aaron, and Hur are going up the hill.
With the staff of God again.
Exactly. And this is where the battle takes that really unique turn. It's not just about swords and shields down below.
Describe that dynamic for us. It's fascinating.
Well, the outcome of the fight literally depends on Moses. As long as he holds his hands up, holding that staff, Israel wins.
But when his arms get tired and drop,
The Amalekites start winning. The tide turns based purely on whether Moses' hands are raised.
that's such a powerful image. Victory tied not just to fighting strength, but to, well, to this act of faith and dependence.
And endurance. His arms get tired naturally. He's human.
Which is where Aaron and Hur step in, right? That detail always gets me.
They see what's happening. They find a stone for Moses to sit on. And then they stand on either side of him, physically holding his arms up,
Wow. Just propping him up.
steadying his hands right until sunset. It's this incredible picture of support, of community effort, directly impacting the battle's result.
And because they did that, Joshua and his men were able to completely defeat the Amalekites.
Victory required both the fight on the ground and that supported, sustained intercession, you might call it, on the hill.
So after the battle, God gives Moses instructions again.
Yeah, very specific. First, write this down, put it on the scrolls of memorial so it's not forgotten.
And make sure Joshua hears it. Why Joshua specifically?
Because God declares he's going to utterly blot out the memory of Amalek from under heaven. It's a heavy judgment. And Joshua, as the future military leader, needs to know this.
So Moses then builds an altar.
Yes, and he names it Yahweh Nisi. The Lord is my banner.
What does it signify, the Lord is my banner?
It's like saying the Lord himself is their rallying point, their standard, the reason they won, and their identity in this ongoing conflict. He's who they gather under.
And the chapter ends with that declaration about hands being lifted to God's throne and this ongoing war against Amalek generation after generation.
Yeah, it connects the immediate victory to a much longer, deeper spiritual reality.
So you've got the sequence: testing God, miraculous water, a battle won through supported faith, a command to remember, and this declaration of ongoing struggle under God's banner. What threads do you see weaving through all that?
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Here's something for you, the listener, to ponder. What does that story of the battle, where victory literally depended on others physically holding up someone's arms, suggest about how we overcome challenges, both our own personal ones and the ones we face together? And how does that connect with the idea of the Lord is my banner? What does it really mean to rally under that banner in the midst of struggle?